We really suck. The Chicago Bears lost to the Washington Commanders by a score of 12-7 last night on Thursday Night Football. I was there as well, unfortunately, and in this video, I'll be breaking down what happened in that game and what it means for the Bears going forward. What's going on, guys? I'm back with another Chicago Bears post-game reaction video, which I'll be giving to you guys after every single Bears game this year. Win or lose, it's probably going to be a lot of losses this year, judging by how much we have absolutely struggled to begin the year. Okay, we're 2-4 right now. We obviously don't have a good shot at the playoffs. I'm not sure any Bears fan was even thinking about the playoffs this year because this was a rebuilding year, so I don't want to be overly mad at losses in a rebuilding year because I kind of expected losses. I mean, I thought we would at least win a game like this, okay, against a team this bad, the Washington Commanders, that had so much controversy going on in the last day or so. You know, their owner had controversy going on, Dan Snyder. Their number one cornerback was not even playing in this game. You know, Carson Wentz got called up by his head coach. But even after all that controversy, all that chaos, the Commanders still went into Soldier Field and beat us in our own stadium on primetime television because the Chicago Bears could not score touchdowns in the red zone. That's literally the only thing this game came down to, okay? If we scored touchdowns any of the times we were in the red zone, the 3 times we were in the red zone, okay? 2 times we got stopped at the 1-yard line. If we just popped it in once, okay, one of those times, we would have won the game, okay? Because we only lost this game by 5 points. We were about to win it at the last second when Darnell Mooney seemingly caught the ball for the touchdown, but he bobbled it a little bit, didn't catch it on the first try, so he had to bobble it, and it kind of landed backwards. That's why he got tackled at the 1-yard line, and that is why the Chicago Bears lost this game, okay? We outgained the Commanders by a significant margin in this game. We had 392 total yards of offense in this game. The Commanders only had 214, but because of our own mistakes in the red zone, because of Velus Jones also fumbling at our own, 10-yard line, which Velus, man, what are you doing at this point, okay? I know you're a rookie, but you're a 25-year-old rookie, okay? We can't afford many mistakes out of you, especially when we drafted you to be a return man. You fumbled now in not back-to-back weeks, but 2 times in the last 3 weeks in big situations for the Chicago Bears. So again, I'm not trying to say that he's already written off as a bust, but if he does not pick up his level of play fast, I don't know what to say, man, okay? It's not looking good for Velus Jones. He was a 3rd-round pick, Ryan Pohl's first offensive player taken in the draft. For a player taken that early, okay, in the 3rd round, you would expect more contribution at this point this year, but we're not getting that so far. So I don't know what to think about Velus right now. It's not looking good at this point, but talking about the Bears offense, guys, even after that Velus fumble, if we just got it into the end zone one time at the end of the game or at the beginning of the game, the multiple chances we had in the red zone, the Bears would have won this game. They have nobody to blame but themselves because they outplayed the Commanders throughout the majority of the game, but because they could not finish drives with touchdowns, they lost the game, okay? And let's talk about why the Bears could not finish drives with touchdowns. And honestly, guys, I think it's simply because we don't have the players, okay? I know that Luke Getsy's scheming so far has also been under major scrutiny up to this point this year, okay? Especially in the red zone, he's having Fields be a little bit more of a stationary type of quarterback, and he's not really using the speed of Fields to his advantage, okay? It's a lot of just going up and down the field, staying in one place, and when you have a quarterback that fast, you know, you might want to use that speed to your advantage. I'm not saying that Justin Fields has to be a run-first type of quarterback. You know, in the past, we've seen many moments of him being pretty comfortable in the pocket, but this year, you don't have a great offensive line. You don't have great playmakers around Justin Fields, so you got to be a little bit more creative in the red zone in terms of how you're calling these plays and how you're stacking up these plays as well. And even if you don't have great players, you know, great offensive coordinators are able to get a lot out of little. Like, for example, like Brian Daboll, you know, he's making a lot out of nothing in New York, okay? The Giants don't have great playmakers whatsoever, and even their offensive line, besides Andrew Thomas, is very questionable, but they're still scoring points throughout games somehow, okay? Why can the Chicago Bears not do that? So yes, Luke Getsy does deserve a good amount of blame here, but the second part of my argument here is that we just don't have the players to be successful in the red zone. You guys saw the last play of the game, 4th and goal. Fields lobs it up to his #1 receiver, Darnell Mooney, who's supposed to be making that catch for the game-winning touchdown. Okay, nice ball placement by Justin Fields. He put it where Mooney could catch it. He could high point it and hopefully come down with the catch. Well, Mooney did not come down with that catch, and that's the problem, guys. I don't know if Mooney is a true #1. He's a great #2, a solid piece on every single offense in this league. Like, they would love to have a Darnell Mooney on their offense, but as the #1 guy, can he be that? Can he win contested catches with consistency, not just once in a while? Like, last weekend against the Vikings, he had a fantastic one-handed catch, but you got to come down with that catch in this game when the stakes are even higher, okay, for the game-winning catch if you are Darnell Mooney. So again, I'm not trying to knock Darnell Mooney too much for not catching that ball because, yes, it would have been kind of a tough catch to make. But as a #1 receiver in this league, you are expected to make that catch. And unfortunately, Mooney could not make it. And I want to talk about that play a little bit more because, guys, on this play, on the 4th down play, I'll put a picture on the screen right now of what it looked like. But I saw a lot of people on Twitter, you know, screenshotting this and saying that, oh, Justin Fields had David Montgomery wide open on the left for that wheel route. He would have been open for the touchdown. Man, Justin Fields sucks. He can't see, guys. He can't read a field. Guys, what the hell are you talking about? Okay, after the game, Justin Fields even said that David Montgomery was his 5th read on that game. And even if he got to David Montgomery somehow in his progressions, okay, the 5th read, which most quarterbacks usually cannot get to, he would have to flip his hip to the other side. He probably would have gotten sacked at that point with how bad our offensive line is. And even if he got the ball out to Monty there are 2 defenders there that are probably going to make a play on David Montgomery, okay? The guy being blocked by Pettis is probably going to get through it because Pettis is not a good run blocker. And the other guy is just sitting there free, ready to make a play on Monty. And yes, maybe Monty breaks a tackle to get in there for the touchdown. But would you not rather take a shot to your #1 receiver, okay? Lob it up to your #1 receiver and trust him to make a catch for you. Most quarterbacks would prefer that second option. Even guys like Aaron Rodgers. You saw so many times in Green Bay, whenever Aaron Rodgers needed something to be happening down the field, whenever he needed a play to be made, he threw it up to Davante Adams because Davante Adams time and time again made big catches for him. But currently, we don't have a guy like that on the Chicago Bears. So on that play, I'm not putting blame on Fields because it just makes no sense at all if you understand football in the slightest. You can't get to all 5 of your reads at the same time. It takes a little bit of time to go from read to read. And even if Justin Fields got the ball out to Monty, I don't know if he would have scored the touchdown. It's probably a much higher chance that Mooney, your #1, comes down with the catch that Fields threw his way. But unfortunately, Mooney could not make that play for his quarterback. And seeing this all happen live right in front of me really sucked because I had really good seats for this game. So I had a perfect view of the last, you know, goal line stand that the Commanders made. And there was a bunch of Commanders fans sitting right behind me, which sucked because they're yelling as loud as they could at the end of the game, which, yeah, that's their right as fans. You know, I don't blame them for doing that, but it just sucked seeing visiting fans get so happy in their own stadium. But that's what happens if your own home team cannot score more than 7 points in a game. And also talking about that last drive a little bit more, guys. Obviously, Justin Fields had a very clutch, I don't know how many yards it was. It was like a 20-plus yard run to put us at 1st and goal. And, you know, potentially still win the game even with how bad our offense was playing. You know, the Bears should have won this game at the end. There was pass interference at the end on Dante Pettis, which was another good ball by Fields into the end zone, which did not get called by the refs because we are the Chicago Bears. We never have calls go our way for whatever reason, okay? That was pretty clear pass interference, even though we sucked in this game, okay? I'm not trying to use the refs as an excuse, but we should have probably won this game, okay, if we had the ball at the 1-yard line, which actually, I don't know, because we were not able to get it into the end zone multiple times on, you know, at the 1-yard line. So maybe we still don't score, but we would have had at least like 4 more chances to get the ball into the end zone and maybe win the game. So that should have been called as pass interference. The refs sucked at the end, but again, I cannot blame the refs for this loss because we had so many opportunities to score touchdowns in this game, but we couldn't do that not a single time in the red zone, okay? Only scored 1 touchdown on a 40-yard pass by Justin Fields to Dante Pettis. Talking about Justin Fields more in this game, I want to talk about him in a little bit more detail because he's the guy that most Bears fans care about at this point. We know this team is probably not going anywhere. A lot of this team is probably being replaced next year with all the salary cap money that we have, all the draft picks we're going to have. So we care about Justin Fields, guys. He is the future, hopefully, for this franchise. And in this game, guys, I felt so damn bad for Justin Fields. I mean, this is part of the reason why no Bears quarterback has ever succeeded in Chicago, because even though we've had some talented guys, I think that Justin Fields is probably the most talented guy we've had in Chicago from a pure talent perspective, okay? Combining his speed with his arm talent, with what he did in college football. He's probably the most talented quarterback we have ever had in our history, but we're still not getting insane production out of him because the surrounding pieces are some of the worst in the NFL. And in this game, we saw it on display for the entire country. I'm not saying that Justin Fields did not make mistakes in this game, because yes, he did, okay? Every quarterback does make mistakes throughout the course of a game, and Justin Fields made his fair share of mistakes, okay? Some low balls, which were inaccurate, some batted balls at the line of scrimmage, that interception that he had at the goal line, that was not good, okay? He probably could have thrown that to St. Brown. I think he was open on the right, which probably would not have been a touchdown, but would not have been an interception at least. So I'm not trying to say that Justin Fields is without blame completely, but come on, guys. In this game, Justin Fields carried the team on his back, and his teammates failed to do anything at all, okay? You guys saw Justin Fields had he had the highest amount of rushing yards in this game for the team. He had 88 rushing yards on 12 carries for an average of 7.3 yards per carry. Bailed the Chicago Bears out on multiple occasions when he was about to get sacked. He also had 190 passing yards through the air, 1 passing touchdown, 1 interception. He got sacked 5 times, hit a bunch more because our offensive line had a terrible, terrible game in pass protection, okay? Our offensive line, for as good as they've been in run blocking throughout this year, they have been horrible, absolutely putrid in pass protection, okay? You guys saw in this game, left tackle Braxton Jones, he is a rookie, so yes, I'm not gonna be overly hard on him, but he got beat by Montez Sweat multiple times in this game, okay? Montez Sweat's speed really got to Braxton Jones, and he did not know how to handle that, okay? So Braxton Jones had a pretty rough game. Our entire interior also was not good. We had guys switching in and out because we had injuries on the offensive line. Tevin Jenkins also went out in the middle for some reason. I don't know if they just benched him for whatever reason, but I could not even tell you what happened there, okay? So the entire offensive line was a mess. They were allowing big hits on Justin Fields throughout the entire night, okay? Even after that touchdown, okay, the 40-yard touchdown that we had, Justin Fields took a big hit to his left shoulder, I think. So that shoulder is hurting pretty badly, Justin Fields said. So, you know, good thing it's not his throwing shoulder, obviously, so he can still play games for us. But guys, like, we're getting Justin Fields beat up badly every single game because of how bad our offensive line is. I mean, it's a miracle that he's still standing after this game with how many hits he took throughout the course of this game and with how many hits he's taken throughout the entire year. So bad offensive line play. The receiver play also is not good, guys. I mean, Emir Smith-Marset, you know, you guys saw on that 4th and ultra long, like, he had a chance to make a play to maybe get that first down, and he obviously did not catch that because he's not a good receiver in this league. At least right now, he's not. Darnell Mooney, for as good as he's been in the past for us, he's not a true number 1 if he can't make a catch like that at the end of a game. You know, Dante Pettis, he was actually probably our best receiver in this game, so props out to him, but he's been inconsistent throughout the entire year, and, like, we don't have any other good weapons. Like, Equanimeous St. Brown did not even have a single catch in this game. He was supposed to be our number 2 receiver on the depth chart. Like, what is this supporting cast? I know that, like, Ryan Poles has stated this was going to be, I mean, he didn't state this, but, like, he pretty much indicated to Bears fans, to the rest of the NFL world, that this was going to be a rebuilding year for the Chicago Bears. So, again, I'm not trying to be out on Ryan Poles already, being out on the coaching staff either, because this was going to be a rebuilding year. We were going to have some really rough games like we have had so far this year because the roster simply is not good right now, okay? We're building it from the ground up. So yes, there's going to be some really rough games like we have seen recently, but this is really bad, guys. Like, how do you even develop as a quarterback when you're taking so many hits, when your supporting cast is as bad as the Chicago Bears supporting cast is? I thought it might be possible if we have unexpected guys step up, but when you don't spend any money at all, like, you're probably not going to get high-level play out of the offensive line or out of the wide receiver. So Ryan Poles, you know, maybe your long-term vision might be, you know, it might still work, okay? It probably will work if we do spend a lot of money next offseason, if we do have good hits in the draft on the offensive side of the football. But, like, right now this year, it's not a pretty product on the football field. And I do want to give props to Justin Fields for doing what he could in this game, for even with how many big hits that he took, you know, still being willing to run with the football, to do whatever he could to put the Chicago Bears in a position to win this game. And that's exactly what he did, okay? He gave the Bears multiple chances to win this game, but his teammates let him down at the end of this game. So that is pretty much all I want to say in this video. I'm not going to talk too much about the defense because they were great the entire game, and it sucks to see our offense completely waste that great effort by the Chicago Bears defense, okay? They really only allowed like 6 points due to their own struggles, okay, because the last touchdown was Velus Jones just fumbling basically at the goal line, okay? So obviously any defense probably would have allowed that to be a touchdown. So I'm not putting that touchdown on the defense. They basically only allowed 6 points throughout this game. Jalen Johnson's return was big. He shut down, you know, the receivers he was going up against multiple times. He had a nice batted pass in the red zone. Kyler Gordon, I thought, had an improved game in this one. Getting better in every consecutive game. I mean, to begin the year, he was pretty rough all around, but he's not been the liability he was at the beginning of this year. He had a few nice tackles, you know, and overall we got to the quarterback multiple times. Who had sacks? I'm trying to see the stats here. But yeah, so Jaquan Brisker had a sack at the beginning of the game. Roquan Smith also had a sack. Al-Quadin Muhammad also had a sack. Finally, Muhammad did something. He got a sack, you know, got to the quarterback. So defense all around, you know, had a great effort. And it sucks to see their effort being wasted by a bad Bears offense like we have seen so many times as Bears fans. So let me know what you guys think about this game in the comments down below. But as always, should I even say bear down? I'm not going to say bear down right now because I'm pissed at this team.